Hello, Pastor Jeff Gravens here. I wanted to take a few minutes and share with you a thought that has been echoing in my heart and mind over the last few months. This thought comes from a deep study of the book of Acts. And it's from a verse that's probably familiar to you. If you've been in church for any significant amount of time, you've heard this verse before. It comes from Acts chapter 1, verse 8. Where Jesus is speaking to his disciples, and he says, "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and all Judea and Samaria, and to the very ends of the earth." It's perhaps a familiar verse to you, often used when discussing mission work and the mission of the church. But as I've been thinking about this verse, and as I've been studying the book of Acts and seeing the church filled with the Holy Spirit and doing the work of God, I come back to that verse and I ponder it and I think on it. And how do we live this out? How do I live out Acts 1:8 to be a witness to the very ends of the earth? When you think about this verse, Jesus actually walked the dusty roads of Jerusalem. It's in our gospel accounts. He actually walked the roads of Judea and Samaria. We can find those stories in our gospels. But Jesus never made it in his earthly ministry to the ends of the earth. It leads me to believe that as the church, taking the gospel message, the life-giving message of Jesus to the ends of the earth is our job. And we can do that right where we are. Think about it. Jesus in his earthly ministry never walked the streets of Crawford, Texas. Jesus never visited the post office in Crawford, Texas. In Jesus' earthly ministry, he never sat down for a cup of coffee at the coffee shop in Crawford, Texas. In Jesus' earthly ministry, he never walked the football field. He never visited the ball fields at Crawford High School. But I go to those places all the time. And I encounter people in desperate need of the life-giving message of Jesus Christ. I can take the gospel to the very ends of the earth, right here in Crawford, Texas. I leave that thought with you. I don't know where you are as you're watching this video, but you too can play a role in the mission of the church. You can play a role in taking the gospel to the very ends of the earth by going to the places that God has placed you. You can take the gospel with you today. You can share the life-giving message of Jesus right here and now. Blessings.